Okay, so as that lady just told us, this
Yeah,
meeting is
right.
being recorded. So just so you're aware, I cannot minimize Zoom while I'm recording. Okay, well, guess we're not going to minimize that then. Okay, so Scott, Joy, feel free to interrupt me whenever. I'm just going to go ahead and do my thing, ask whatever questions you've got. We'll just jump in. So today we're doing killing two birds with one stone. We're doing paid ads and then also social posts. And the difference between those is really, do you pay or not, and which audience does it go to, or what audience does it go to? So with the paid ads, I'll just show you, I'm in this little bullhorn down here, the campaigns applet. I go to paid ads. It isn't going to cause me to create one. That's going to be up here, but it will just show all of the previous campaigns that I've run, or paid ad campaigns. So
Are you supposed to be sharing a screen?
Yep.
I know
you. I am not on it today.
You're talking like we're following. I know what you're.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. Okay, so let me review that now that you can see what I'm doing. So I'm on campaigns right here. That automatically takes me to the dashboard, but I'm going to go to paid ads up here. Can you see that okay now, Joy?
Yes.
Okay, good. So down here, you can see all of my previous ads, well, the first 20 out of 50, I guess. And these are, you pay for them, paid ads. And depending on how much you pay, that will also affect how many eyeballs it gets in front of. The type of ad that you create or how good of a marketer you are is going to determine how many clicks you get or how many leads you get, right? If it's something that people aren't very interested in, they're not going to click on it. So part of it is skill in marketing as well. If I go over here and click, this will show you, again, the internet's being a little slow today here. I don't know what's up. Are you having that trouble too, Scott? All right. Uh-oh. Well, this is recorded, so I can show you this later too. So anyway, this is what this ad looked like. So I clicked right here and I said, you got them, we want them. Click learn more. So there's this little learn more button here. I have thinking of selling, we have buyers. And then I just went ahead and listed each thing. And this is not something that is necessarily going to get me a lot of leads that it's going to capture and put into the system. This is more, hey, this is what I need. Maybe we could help each other out, sort of thing. So that's what that looked like. And you'll see too, it didn't have a lead capture form. So this has captured 0 leads. That doesn't mean that it didn't get in front of people. Actually, it got in front of 63,661 people and 75 people clicked it. So 75 people are at least a little bit interested in what I have to say there. Another thing that I'll do sometimes is advertise a listing. I think this was just an example that I did for somebody else. So you can see that's just a draft, but this one, for instance, click on that. While we're waiting for this to load, you see up here that it says select preview desktop feed standard. So you can go back and forth between what it would look like if somebody's viewing it on a computer versus, I don't know if it's a tablet. Yeah, mobile, standard, the banner, right column standard. So if it's placed, so like for Google Ads, sometimes it will place them to the side of a page, right? So you can just kind of see the different views that people are going to see on that. So this is how it pops up on somebody's Facebook feed. This is my business page. You do have to have a business page in order to do either of these things. And it says that it's sponsored because I'm paying for it. And this is just all of my wording. And I put a couple of pictures just to be like, wow, look how cute this is. But I'm not going to put a ton of pictures on that because I don't want to give everything away and give them no incentive to click. Right, so I have gorgeous views inside and out. If they click learn more, that will take them to a separate page that I created that gives them all sorts of information about the listing. So you can see here, this one's completed. It ran for 10 days. This one got in front of 1,200 people or so. 51 people clicked on it, and 8 people actually gave their information in order to go to the next page. And I like this feature here because you can just kind of tell which ads have been more successful. So this is 6 cents per click, $3.80 per lead per person who actually entered their information to see more about it. This one was a little bit more successful. And it was a little more expensive as well. So I find that if I run ads on more expensive properties, I get more clicks. And I make sure that I put in there somewhere too that I don't, I'll work with anybody. I don't care if you're looking for a $30,000 piece of land, I'll help you out. But the
Right.
people in the higher bracket aren't going to click on a $30,000 piece of land,
Right.
So yeah, so got 8 leads from this one, got 30 leads from this one. So that was $2 a lead. And then over here, it tells you how much I actually spent. So it does seem as though this one did really well. I don't know if the algorithm on Facebook liked that a little more, or if people were just interested, like, oh, I would like money for my house. So they kind of paused on that a little bit longer when they're scrolling through their feed. But
So
it's
you
just,
consider that that top one, you consider that a general lead to try to get sellers and buyers,
yes.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
And especially with how competitive the market is right now, I'm really doing this more for my buyers. However, by reaching out for my buyers, sometimes I can get a seller. So I have a listing going live in 2 weeks that I got from actually postcards that I had sent out saying, hey, we need your help. And they're like, actually, we're interested in selling. So
Wow. Okay.
now I have them as a listing.
Yeah, because I've done ads like you've done for specific properties and paid for them, and that worked out good. It was for a condo, and I could see those results, but I've never done one like that. That's kind of a general open. But you wouldn't get their sign-ons, you wouldn't get their emails or phone numbers, but they're going to have to contact me, basically. Okay.
But if they contact you, then they're really interested, right?
Yeah,
It's not
right.
somebody you have to hound. So fewer leads, obviously, but much more serious leads.
Yeah. Okay.
And then over here we have a goal, and this is just for your own information. So if I want to attract buyers, that's typically when I put these listings out there, that's going to attract buyers. I just put brand awareness for this one because I figure my name is getting in front of them. Maybe they're considering it a little bit, so they're thinking about me. So I have all of the goals selected right now, but if I just wanted brand awareness, I don't even know how many times I've selected that. I'll just uncheck the other ones. And it's trying to automatically update, but like I said, I think the internet's being a little wonky today. So yeah, you can see I'm doing a bit of this buyer needs. It's kind of blurred out. There you go, buyer needs. Advertise listing, we don't want those. Okay, so I guess I've only done 3 that I put in that category. And all of them say 0 leads because I didn't funnel it to a lead generation page, right? But I can see, okay, this one got more clicks than this one, even though this I spent less for. So maybe this is a good one. Oh yeah, I forgot I did this one. So this was just kind of a brand awareness thing, like getting my name out there. And what I did was I advertised breweries in the area. And I think, I don't remember where I put this. I may have advertised this in like the Metro Detroit area, because you can decide where you want to put it, just in case people wanted to move to Grand Rapids.
Your voice went down there. I couldn't understand what you just said.
I advertised this, I think, in Metro Detroit, in case people were interested in moving to Grand Rapids.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll get into creating one of those in a minute, but I want to show you also what social posts are and just kind of the pros and cons and the differences between the two. So social posts, that is just going to allow me to create a post like I normally would if I went onto Facebook and just created a post. I'm not paying for that. I'm maybe putting an article or a picture there, or just some text. I want to let people know something. I can do that at any point in the future using this. And that can be really helpful. I was just out of town this past week. or past weekend. So you can see on Thursday, I think it was, I just posted one myself, but then I also went into here. I went to like grmag.com or one of the news sites or something and found something that was happening in Grand Rapids this weekend. So you can see that I scheduled that there for June 19th at 10 a.m. If I look down here, it says today at 1, and there was actually a link. So this isn't great at showing you a preview, but it did display like a little image there and had a link to the article that I wanted to show people. And I was in the middle of San Francisco, and then I looked at my Facebook and people were commenting or liking things. I'm like, who's liking what? I didn't post anything. Oh yeah, I went ahead and scheduled that. So it'll show you a little thing there. You can do that for, I think, Twitter as well, but I never use Twitter, so
I don't use Twitter either.
Yeah. So yeah, here you can see that I did another one on Monday. This one was about, should you be using, or can you use a buyer's agent for sale by owner or something like that? So this is the little text that I put there. And then if you actually went to my Facebook, actually, I'll show you what it looked like. So this is something I actually just posted. And that one I also posted just by myself. This one, you can see it says published by Keller Williams API. I'm actually not sure what API stands for, but that means that it came through Command, and Command posted it for me at the scheduled time. So June 21st at 10 a.m. is when that got published. So you can see there's my text that I put in. It automatically generates a preview and has a link to, this was on realtor.com. Too long, didn't read.
That was so you pulled that off of realtor.com?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm going to show you how to do both of those things. I'm just going to go ahead and start with social posts because we're here anyway. And honestly, it takes less time than creating an ad. So what you're going to want to do is go to create campaign, and it doesn't matter. You can be on any of these tabs, click create campaign, and it gives you the option for what you want to do anyway. So you don't have to click social post first because you're going to click it right here. So it'll process that for a minute. There we go. So content, keep your text short, clear. It gives you little instructions. So this text is going to be what I say right here. So I'm going to generate this preview as I do this. I'm going to go to, what tab do I have open? Good. We'll go to realtor.com. And news and insights. And let's see what news they've got that maybe I could post. Okay, the housing market shows signs of softening. Has it topped out? Oh, that sounds like a good article, but I posted something similar yesterday. So I'm not actually going to post this. So I clicked on that. Now all I have to do, maybe I read through it and see if it's something I actually want to share.
Oh, but you clicked on that topic. Okay.
Or any other article that you find that you think would be interesting. Click up here and double click. So I had to triple click there. And then I can either right click and click copy, or you'll see it also tells me I can do Control C, or if you're on an Apple, you can do Command C. Both of those will copy the link. So I click that. Now we went back to Command, and down here it says link. So I'm going to click link. I'm going to paste that in there. I just pressed Control V, or you could also right click it. Right, until you paste. Validate the link. So it needs to make sure that's an actual link. Yep, it is. Cool. That's the realtor.com logo. It will probably end up autofilling with that image that they used of these two dreaming about a house. And then I'll say, message me and let's talk about your options with a smiley face. Actually, I'm going to put an actual smiley face in. You click this little button down here.
Yeah.
Those are the smiley faces that currently aren't loading. Here we go. Just do this guy. So over here, you can see my preview says, is now a good time for you to buy? Message me. We'll talk about your options, smiley face. And maybe I'll put a little house in there too. Great. So now I have options. I can schedule the post for a time in the future, or I can publish it immediately. If I was going to publish it immediately, I would probably just skip this step altogether and just go to Facebook and do it. So I am going to schedule it. And it tells you the best days to post are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. So it automatically defaults to morning at 10 is when, I don't know why. Maybe that's when people are on it the most. I'm sure it has more data than I do. So what's today? Today is Thursday. Okay, so it's set for Friday morning. If I scroll down a little more, that's where you'll actually see the time. Sometimes I confuse myself. I'm like, how do I change the time? You just have to keep scrolling. So maybe I want to do it at 11 a.m. Okay, so we're good. June 25th at 11 a.m. I can also select Twitter if I wanted to, but I don't want to. So I just have my page selected there. If you don't have a business Facebook or Twitter, you would click right here for connect account and it will walk you through how to do that.
I have a business Facebook as well as my personal. Yeah.
Perfect. Yep. So it'll go to the business Facebook. So then you would click schedule post, but I can do that actually because I'll just delete it. It's not until tomorrow. I'm going to schedule this post, schedule post. Now you can see for tomorrow, it says at 11 a.m. I'm going to be posting something on Facebook. It's scheduled, it hasn't gone out yet. If I look in the past, it will tell me it's green when it actually does post it. It's published. So that's all I need to do. So now
That's it? Really? You just go find an ad somewhere you like or a topic, and then you copy the link, you pull it over, you make a description, you schedule it, and then that's it.
Exactly.
It goes to your, okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna start doing it. Okay.
Yeah. It's what? I don't think they'll come after you. The question was, what about permissions? Like, is Realtor.com going to be mad about it? But they want to drive traffic to their site. So if you look here, I just clicked back on the article. There's a little Facebook button.
Right.
They want you to share it anyway. So if I click that, it automatically takes me to sharing it. So I don't think that would be an issue.
Okay.
Another thing that you could do, I'll just schedule another one for tomorrow. Again, I'm going to go in and delete these because I don't really want to post them, but let's say I had a closing tomorrow. Congrats to my buyer on the listing of their house or something. I don't know. I can go to image instead of link and upload image. If I click on this, it will take me to exploring my computer. I don't know what this is. Copy of sold. I apparently sold the house. There we go. Great. Crop that image. If I wanted to change the size of it, I could. And then I know that the closing is going to happen tomorrow and I'm going to have a really busy day. So I don't want to deal with posting it. And I just want Command to post it for me. Same thing. Schedule post. Maybe it's not until 3 p.m. So 3 p.m. Okay. And I want it to go to Facebook. Schedule a post. And now we'll see that I have 2 scheduled for tomorrow. The other thing that you could do also is a video. If you had a video, you could just upload that. But I do think there are size limits on that. Like it can't be too large. So if I look at Friday, June 25th, that's the picture I uploaded. Congrats to my buyer on the closing of their house. And this is the article. It's now a good time for you to buy. Message me. Let's talk about your options. And you can see Friday, I've got 2 of them scheduled.
Okay. 2 different posts. Okay.
So since it hasn't been published yet, I can go back in and edit it if I notice a typo or I wanted to add something. I'm just going to delete it because like I said, I'm not actually going to post those tomorrow.
Okay.
Delete. And now I don't have anything for tomorrow. What?
Hang on, I gotta close my door. It's raining.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So now I went back to the paid ads because that is what we are going to do next.
Okay.
I'll show you how to do that. We just go to create campaign. We're going to click social ad and it does tell you that's paid. So it's kind of nice. They give you a heads up there. And this enter campaign name, that's what's going to appear right here. No one else is going to see that but you. What is your goal? That's going to appear over here. And again, no one's going to see that but you. So those are both just for your own reference. So I'll just say test campaign. We're going to say that is for, I don't know, attract buyers. Now with this one, you can run it on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Like I said, I don't really use Twitter. I'll usually do Facebook and Instagram. If you only have one or the other, not a big deal. Only check that one. Create campaign. And okay, there we go. So it's called test campaign. I can change that in the goal if I want to. That's just what I entered on the last page. And now if there is a specific listing that I'm going to advertise, I'm going to click add listing. And if it's somebody else's, I'll just get permission from them first. If it's mine, it's going to appear in this only my listings. Go to all listings and I could type something in here. Actually, here's one that I just got under contract. It's in my head. We'll just use that. Walnut Hills. Oh, where is it? She may have marked it pending and this might be only active listings. There it is, sweet. Okay, so she pended it. So I click select. And it automatically draws the marketing remarks that she had entered. And it automatically draws the first picture on the listing. So if I want to change that, I can. I don't have to. Yeah, let's just say I'm advertising this. So that looks great. Cool. Headline is going to appear down here. Stunning mid-century modern ranch. And then they say that consumers love little emojis. So I add them. I think they're kind of dumb, but apparently that gets you more clicks. So,
Right. It's
So I
some
do.
color. Yeah.
Yeah. This description, to me, sometimes this gets to be a bit much. It's like, how much can I possibly say? But the description is going to go right underneath here. So I'll put something like 2 bed, 1 bath. I don't remember how many square feet this is, but let's say it's 100 square feet. I'm not going to put the price in there. And the reason that I'm doing that is because I want people to click on it and I want people to want to enter their information to get more information.
Right.
If that makes sense. So I don't put the price on there, and I found, because you can go back and look at the data like I showed you, I found that you do get more clicks, more people entering their information if you don't put a price. So I don't. Here I might want to advertise other things. This be your new home. Click more, find out. And I'll put in a house. Great. I'm not sure what this example.com is doing there. They've been doing a lot of updates. So I'm not, that's a newer thing.
What are you referring to?
Up here where it says example.com.
Oh.
I have
okay.
not yet run an ad where that is a thing. But if you're running an ad, if they click on the learn more, they have to go somewhere. So you have to direct it for where they are going to go. So what I'm going to do is show you how to make a little landing page using this tab down here. And that will just, it's super easy. And you just create this little page and then they get the information they want. You get the information you want, which is their information. And then everybody's happy. So that's good. Okay, this all looks fine. I'll click save. These little checks appear next to each section. If you don't have one, it won't let you post it. So here I need to configure some things. But I'm going to take a look at media because right now I only have one picture. And again, I am not going to give away everything, just things that I think will entice people. So this one,
Draw people in, yeah.
kitchen. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna take this picture. It's kind of, why is that not letting me do that? The one, yeah, right. I'm not gonna show like, oh, we're packing. Only the nice pictures. What was that error message I just got? I want to give it to me again. Oh, I'm allowed to now. Okay. So I typically use a square because that is going to show up best if people are looking on their phones and if they're looking on a screen. If I show the wide one, which I can do, that's only going to be good for computers. Vertical is better for phones. Square is just fine all around. It'll cut off some of this though, which is kind of a bummer, but that's okay. So click Save Image, and now I've got two. And when you're looking over here, you can drag it along just to see what it looks like. So you'll notice too, I've got this logo there. It'll tell you right here, browse KW Connect Market Center logos if you don't have one already saved. Mine is saved already, so it's just, it automatically pops up. If I don't want that in there, I can just get rid of it. Click the X. So there it is. There is a star, so they might be requiring that now. Ownership statement, that is all, oh no, my battery's running low. How is that happening? I swear, I just had this thing free. Ownership statement, it defaults to each office is independently owned and operated, but you can change that if you want to. And then you can see that here down here. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Yeah, okay.
Got to get this plugged in pretty quickly here because my computer gets mad at me. It's cranky when it's hungry. I don't want that, so I'm going to uncheck it. But I'll click Save. Just put this in.
You don't normally leave that on there?
I think it's long enough. What's that?
You wouldn't normally leave that on there?
Scoot over there.
Independently
I
owned?
don't, just because I don't know. I don't really care. You can, you don't have to.
It's like, yeah, it's not a printed ad, so I guess they wouldn't see it very long.
And honestly, they're probably not even going to read this. But I do like that they put that in there now. That is a new thing that they do. It says courtesy of eXp Realty LLC listed by this agent. So it automatically gives them credit, which is great because you need to do that anyway if it's not yours. Oh, it is requiring that I do that Market Center logo. So I guess I'll add that back in. This part, yep. Right, the one, if I clicked include my ownership statement, you'll see another thing will pop up right below it, right there. Each office is independently owned and operated, or I can change it too. But it is getting cranky at me because it does want me to have a Market Center logo. So if I click that, it takes me to this page, logos and branding. And then you type in your Market Center logo. So ours is 191 in Grand Rapids. And then I can preview them or download them. I have been through this before, so I actually just have it saved on my computer, so I don't want to download it again. So I'm going to go to
Right.
here. So it gives you this folder, 191 Grand Rapids, and all of these if you download. So it's quite a few files. And they come in different colors too, which is nice. So there's like black and white ones.
Right.
I don't
Yeah,
think
that was.
I don't think that's transparent. Oops, I didn't preview that. Okay, so I accidentally picked the white one, so that looks kind of bad. So if I wasn't just going through this for a tutorial, I'd go ahead and find the one that's transparent. But for right now, I don't care. I showed you how to
Transparent. Yeah.
Yeah, because that looks a little tacky. Yeah. So I click save. I'll go and configure my Facebook and Instagram settings now. So like I said, it has to be a business page, and a business page is always connected to somebody's personal page. So here's my personal page, select page, and that's my business page, Heather Huber Homes LLC. And for Instagram, you have two options. It can be in your feed, which is kind of like on Facebook when you're just scrolling and scrolling and it appears, or the story, which is at the top. So they swipe horizontally to see that. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it at feed. Now, destination, you do want this Facebook lead generation form, because if you don't select this, they aren't prompted to put in their information. If you click site or landing page, which is what I did for the we have some buyer needs page, that just bypassed that and took them to a page like with my contact information and more about me and here's what I'm looking for, sort of thing. So they didn't have to enter their information because I didn't want a barrier for them to have that. This creates a barrier, so that means you're going to get fewer people taking that extra step, but the ones who do are, I don't know if they're more willing to enter their, well, I guess, yeah, more willing to enter their information. Whether or not that means they actually want to be contacted, we don't know.
Right.
Sometimes they tell you.
Can I ask you a quick question before you go farther?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't use Instagram either. So what happens there on that choice?
So then this will be the same because that's for Facebook. This just goes away
Okay, don't
because
worry
you would
about
have
it.
only
Okay.
selected Facebook.
Okay.
This will still be the same. And then we'll get to something else down there that will be a little different.
Okay.
So we're going to click learn more for our button label because they only give you a few options and I don't think sign up or apply now are very enticing. So I click learn more. And here is where we're going to enter a website. So as I told you, I'm going to show you how to do that. We'll just kind of circle back around. I'll save this as a draft. We'll circle back around after I show you and then we can enter that. So we'll just kind of bookmark that for right now. Targeting, so it automatically just sends it, this is what it says, Grand Rapids, Michigan, within 20 miles. But I want to do the custom settings. Here's why. You can target your database, so that's people who you already know. But I want to target a custom audience instead because I want this to get to people I don't know already.
Right.
So where am I targeting? United States, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Well, this is actually in Kentwood. So there we go. There we go, Kentwood, Michigan. Don't want that in Louisiana. And this is how I was able to, I think I showed you one that was at Grand Rapids, Beer City, USA, and I advertised it in Metro Detroit.
Yeah.
So here I just typed like no buy or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can advertise anywhere, even if you don't, the location isn't there. So Kentwood, Michigan. And if I want to keep it local, I think you can go as low as 15 miles, maybe it's less. No. And then I think as much as 50 miles.
50, right. I
Yeah.
do remember that. Yeah.
So I'm just going to keep it local and go to 15. This next part I think is very valuable, expert targeting. So you can't target like income ranges or specific areas or specific professions. There's a lot of things you can't target, but you can target interests. So what I like to do, because this is going to attract primarily buyers, if I put in anything about a mortgage and people have selected that as their interest, let's see, mortgage loans, mortgage broker, mortgage calculator, that's probably a popular one, mortgage insurance, reverse mortgage. Great. As I hover over it, you see that it says audience size 517,000. 572,000, 3 million on the mortgage calculator. So if I click save, it's including people who match these things, or maybe the 3 million people. I'm not sure about that. I assume because it says this is what your estimated audience is. But we could find out by changing that mile radius. It could be that that's as many people in like Facebook's realm that are interested in it, as opposed to just the area. I'm not sure on that one. Some of these things are funny though. People are interested in air conditioning. Cool.
Well, I guess if they're from Louisiana, they might be.
Yeah, that's true. And you'll notice here when you hover over it, it says people who have expressed an interest in or like pages relating to accounting in this case.
Okay.
So they don't have to enter it as an interest. Could just be that they like a page that's similar. And there's a whole bunch of things in here. So I would just go through and scroll through maybe apartments, maybe you're wanting to say, hey, do you want to stop renting? Automobiles, if you're in the luxury market, maybe you want to, I think there's like yachts and things in here. So maybe you want to target specific things. So just use your brain. I'm not sure that there's a maximum as to how many interests you can add. At least I've never added enough where it said, hey, that's too many. So you save that. And it's mad at me because I don't have a website in here, but I can save it as a draft. So I'll do that in a minute. The last thing is duration and budget. Where it said what? Narrow audience? I don't know. Let's click it. Maybe it just gets rid of those. Oh, yeah. Oh, so it's just, yeah, it's just giving you the interests. Because that would narrow them if you're only selecting certain things. So for duration, they recommend a 10-day campaign and $1 per channel per day. So we have June 25th. It will not let you select today, but sometimes if you do it early enough in the day, it actually will get approved and start in the evening. But they say that it has to start tomorrow. So if I click today, date should be greater than today. We'll start tomorrow. And let's do through the 1st. So we'll do 6 days. And you select your budget, and then it just automatically adjusts daily per channel based on that. So whatever it is you want. Distribute evenly across 2 channels. So Joy, this is where if you didn't select Instagram, this wouldn't be an option.
Okay.
And use automatic placements for Facebook or Instagram ads. So you have to do one or the other if you have 2 channels selected. This is, it's just gonna, you know, if you do $2.25 per channel per day, then $2.25 worth goes to Instagram and $2.25 worth goes to Facebook. You do this one, it's going to use an algorithm to kind of decide where people are lingering a little bit longer or looking at it a little more or clicking a little more. So I like to do that because the algorithm will put it in front of where the eyeballs are. So that's what I do. And so it says dynamic here as opposed to if I did this, it just does it evenly. So quick save on that. And this normally would be done, but remember that we didn't give it a page to go to. So you would go to publish campaign if you did, but we haven't. So we're going to click save draft. Am I sure I want to save this? Yes, I do. Facebook campaign saved as draft, Instagram campaign saved as draft, and here it is. If I click this little down arrow, there's my Facebook and my Instagram. So next step, I'm gonna create a landing page. You could just type in a page for it to go to if you wanted to go to your Facebook page or maybe your Keller Williams website. So mine would be like heatherhuber.kw.com. I could have just typed that in and it would have been fine. But I like it to be a little more specific. So they're not like, why'd I enter my information just to go to this person's website?
Right.
I want it to have a little more purpose. So I click the bottom tab here, consumer, create new page. And I'm going to go down to as a landing page. So this means it's not actually going to be accessible from my website. It's just going to be its own standalone page. And I'll name it up here. So I'll call it test web page, because it goes with my test campaign. And now these widgets are kind of pre-made chunks that you can just change a couple of things on, which makes it not super flexible, but very easy and quick if you know what you're doing. So what I do is I drag over a header, okay, and then that just automatically populated all of that. I can go in and change some things in the next step if I want. And I put my listing. Okay, so this is just the default 300 hilltop view. It's the same one you get every time. And again, I can change it, but it will pull everything from the MLS or whatever you choose. So all of this information here is coming from this 300 hilltop, which I think is just a dummy listing that they use. Gives a little map of where it is. That's it.
That's the address you clicked earlier when we
Nope.
started the, oh,
This is just their kind of filler address. Once I
Oh.
click on this configure widgets button down here, then I can put in my actual address and it will pull
you-
everything.
okay,
So I'm just kind of setting up my web page right now.
okay.
And then what I like to do is sometimes I'll put a market snap. Sometimes I feel like that's a little too much information. So again, it just is a dummy area. We're based out of Austin, so that's probably why they're pulling that. And the last thing I'll do is a lead form. So if they want to reach out to me specifically without waiting for me to reach out to them, which I'm going to do, then I just put this on here just in case. Another thing that I will do, those are the only widgets I usually use on this. I just click that arrow to minimize all that. I click this arrow, content blocks. You can enter your own text or your own image. So I'm going to enter text here. And I'm just going to give the listing agent. Can't talk and type at the same time. Credit. Courtesy. If I click all that, I might want to make that a little bit larger, just so she gets credit, you know, being a good human. So I click configure widgets. That's all set now, that text box. And it seems to think that the branded header is all set, the new market snap is all set, and the lead form is all set. Well, let's see if I agree. Okay, so if I wanted to enter header text, I could say mid-century modern beauty. Still have my headshot, I like that. I like my name, my phone number, my email, that's all good. My team logo, save and apply. There we go, mid-century modern beauty. So I updated that. Now, if I wanted to see if this would work on a cell phone, which sometimes it cuts off, I can click this little thing here. Oh, okay, so it just removes the title now. So that's fine, that looks good. I like it. This is a tablet. And then again, a computer. Okay, so I am set with this widget, the one that's outlined in this blue box. I'm gonna click this next button to go to the next one. So now this is my listing widget. I have to browse the listings to find my one that I was talking about. One.
You just clicked on the listing widget to go to find it? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll show you in a minute after I select this. If it lets me, come on. Go on, go away. It's being so slow today. Can you hear me okay? Is my video and voice still coming through?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's being really slow. There we go. Okay, so I had selected the listing. If I click change listing, I'll bring that up again, and then I can choose whatever listing I want. But you'll see down here, these are the images that it pulled from the MLS for the listing. And
Yeah.
it wants to know which one I want to use first. I'm gonna go ahead and use that cute kitchen. Was that this one? So it's going to apply that one. So I've got that blue box around there. It won't show until I click save and apply. That's it. Okay. There we go. I've got that image. And then here's all the information. So this is different than that other listing that it had 2 beds, 2 baths, 1,400 square feet. When it was built, here are the marketing remarks, details and features. And then it shows where it is on a map. Now this one is my next widget, so that still hasn't changed. I'm going to click this next arrow again. New market snap. I don't want to put any text there, but if I did, it would appear right here. Oh, what is the zip code on this one? 48152? 4849451. I'll put that in there. 49512. Yeah, the question was, are all of the pictures that were on the MLS in those pictures? And yes, they were. I picked actually like the third one, I think, because I liked it better, because the first one was an exterior. Oh, yes. Yeah, so I'm deciding which picture I want here. And then it does have a slideshow down here of all the pictures. So, but now, down here, so I have to find out what neighborhood it's in. So I've got, this is the postal code, and based on the postal code, these are all of the neighborhoods that are in that postal code. If I don't know off the top of my head, I can enter, just open up a new tab, type in my website that Keller Williams provides. Even if you don't have it set up yet, it'll still go here. I'm going to type in the address and it will show me what the neighborhood is. Okay, so the neighborhood seems to be Southeast Walnut. That might be Walnut Hills. Southeast Walnut Hills. Save and apply. My first widget, my second widget. I'm gonna scroll down to the third one. Okay, so this is Southeast Walnut Hills, the neighborhood that it's in.
Okay, what if it's a small rural area that doesn't have a, according to Keller Williams, a neighborhood assigned to it? Do you just leave that neighborhood thing blank?
Yeah, sometimes I either don't add this widget at all, or
Oh,
I'll add something nearby, because it pulls all the data from Nextdoor, and sometimes Nextdoor doesn't have data for.
yeah, that won't work. I'm thinking of something that's out west of Traverse City, but it's a small town and it won't, there's nothing to compare to really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably would just leave that out then.
Don't do the market snap is what you're saying.
Yeah.
At all. Okay.
And sometimes I don't do that anyway. If I feel like it's too much information, I don't want them to get overwhelmed. Or if these statistics aren't existent because nothing has been sold recently, then I don't feel the need to include it. So sometimes I won't.
Yeah, okay.
And then I've got this little text box that I put in there. It's going to skip that because it's not a widget. And then it takes me to this, whoops, this next one. Interested, let's talk. So that's really the only thing it lets me change. And that's fine with me. Okay, so everything should be good to go. I can click publish page. Update an active page. Oh, I wonder if I already used this test web page before. Might be overwriting it. Okay, so this should appear under landing pages. Test web page, yep. Because I have this selected, that means that it's visible to the public. If I wanted to, I can change this last part. Like I did here, I said landing page. I would just have to click this drop down and click change URL. And then I can change this right here. But it doesn't really matter, so I'm not going to. So now I have test web page, which I'll have to remember is not test page, test web page. And then I will go up to campaigns again. Go back to my paid ads because I had saved this as a draft in here. Here it is, test campaign. And then I'm going to click these three dots, edit campaign. There we go. Okay, so now I need to configure the Facebook, Instagram settings because I don't have a website listed here. So this is where you would type, if you wanted it to go to yourwebsite.com, you would just type that in there, or you want it to go to realtor.com or wherever, you can just type in a URL. Or choose a landing page is going to bring up any of the pages that I have made previously in that editor that I just showed you. So where is it? These aren't exactly alphabetical. It was test web page. So there it is. So it just entered the website URL and it double checked it, made sure it was good, and gave it a check mark.
So after you make it, then you go back to the campaigns and grab the URL you just made
Mm-hmm,
and put it back into the create campaign.
exactly. And if you're already familiar with this process, what I typically do if I'm running an ad just for myself, not teaching about it, is I'll just go and make the web page first, just because then I can just go ahead and fill all this out and I don't have to go back and forth. I just wanted to do that so that you knew why I was doing it.
Right.
And then everything else looks good. I'm going to click save. Now it's not going to yell at me because I have a destination where we're taking them. Consumer. Date should be greater than today. Whoops. Okay. That all looks good. So I click save. I've got all check marks, which means I am good to publish my campaign. I'm not going to actually publish this because it's just kind of cobbled together there. But it would give your credit card information here. If you don't, you can add new, and then you just click create campaign and off it goes. And then when we look in here, that's fine. Instead of draft, it will say pending. It will be yellow instead of orange. And then once it's actually running, it'll turn green and say active. And once it's done, you get this little purple thing completed. And that's about the long and short of it.
Okay. It's got a lot of steps, but I guess once you do it like 5 times,
Yeah,
you kind of get the hang of it. Yeah.
right. And the nice thing is too, this is recorded, so you can always go back and just go step by step again as many times as you need to. Because I know it is a lot of clicking, a lot of different things that you have to remember.
Right. So now let me go back and make sure I got that URL you posted earlier of where you put your, did you put that in chat? Yeah.
I did put it in.
Okay. So I need to just copy that.
Did you find it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I clicked at it. It's going there. Okay.
So this will probably be uploaded. Hopefully I'll get to it later today. I have a pretty busy afternoon, but maybe tomorrow, if not.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.
Thank you.
Stop the
Great.